Is it the corruption at FIFA, this alleged corruption at FIFA and the World Cup being allocated to, amongst other countries, Qatar?
They've never even heard of football. It's just a joke, isn't it? What the hell are they doing with it? Having the World Cup over there. I think it's ironic that Qatar is another word for bunged up. Sepp Blatter was the one who famously said, crisis, what is a crisis? You thought, it's what you're in, you stupid sausage-eating twat. We played it wrong because we tried to do the decent thing. We did it the English way. We sent Prince William out there with David Beckham because he seems like a good egg, and we did it all very nicely. Said, oh, do come to us and we'll do it ever so nicely. It'll all be very nice and everyone will be very pleased with it. We should have sent Ray Winston out there. Well, I've got a shooter!
They called them the Three Lions, didn't they? They had David Beckham, Cameron and Prince William. And when you look at them, they look like some boy band. The Daily Mail had put a boy band together. It'd be those three. Useless. They should have sent Pippa Middleton's arse over there.
Like, backed it up into the meeting.
English people that are getting angry about it, like, oh, we deserved it. We tried to bribe people. We were just shit at it. Like, we gave the wives of the ambassadors handbags. That was our big little something for the wife. You go, oh, it's empty, this. Yeah, I think you'll find she'll enjoy that.
The embarrassing thing is we spent £15 million on the bid and we forgot to use any of that for bribes. If we'd used it all for bribes and just gone stadiums, we haven't really given it any thought, but...
They don't even have a stadium, do they?
They don't currently have a football stadium, no. But
do they even play football?
No.
They've not got a stadium, Jim. Where do they execute people there, then?
They're going to air condition their stadiums and the whole area outside the stadium. Because it's going to... I mean, at what point do you just go, well, if you're going to do that, just do it on the moon? The moon's put in a good bid. We're going to build stadiums and put oxygen in them, but, you know, I mean, you can't do anything up there and you can't do your suit off to have sex with each other, but you can't have sex or drink there anyway, so...
There'd be no slow motion, would there?
On the moon?
Yeah, it'd already be in slow motion, wouldn't it?
Have to quicken it up.
You better see if it was over the line, at least.
It'd be great to put one away, though, wouldn't it? Just...
It may surprise you to learn I've never played football, but I'm not sure how much of that goes on. Even in slow-mo, but speeding up, that is you just going, oh, I love football.
That's how you get up in the air.
You climb, you...
What do you think, Jamelia?
I tell you what, about the particular whole FIFA thing was the fact that the guy resigned, and like he resigned, he said, you know, I haven't done it, I'm not guilty, but I'm going to resign anyway. That's so dumb. Like, if you're saying that you didn't commit this, is it a crime? Is it a crime?
Is it a crime to bribe an official?
If there's no broken glass involved, it's not really.
Okay, then, if it's a crime...
If it's a crime,
how can
if it's a crime to bribe officials, then lock me up and throw away the...
I don't know anything about football.
Well, why did we book her on the show? I thought she was an expert.
I don't know anything about football. I don't even know if players are on a team.
But it would be a good thing for Great Britain if we had the World Cup, because it brings a lot of revenue in and there's a sense
but
of...
we're already getting the Olympics. Isn't that enough?
I think we should bid for the Winter Olympics, don't you? I think we start doing, you know, learning to ski and skate and stuff without snow. Get really good at it and then win the Winter Olympics. Everyone will turn up and win. Where's the snow? There isn't any.
The MP's expenses, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to go there. Yeah. I must admit, I was kind of on the side of... I kind of thought MPs pretty much, they're working a long time. Like Gordon Brown, taking crap all day, and he gets home and he switches his telly on and he sees Vernon Kay earning more than him. You're just going to think, do you know what, I'm having those Jaffa kicks.
John Prescott claimed for not one but 2 toilet seats.
Now, yeah, but that was over an 18-month period. Imagine how many he broke over that period.
I know.
He only claimed for 2 of those.
But if you had broken... If you broke toilet seats every time you used them, wouldn't you just be inclined to keep that quiet and think, you know what, I think I might sort that out myself?
It's one of the most terrifying moments in your life, isn't it, when the toilet seat just shifts a little bit. It's only half an inch, but you just think, where am I going to end up?
Finally, someone empathising with John Prescott going, you know what, you need to get it fixed because it's terrifying.
Can I just say, though, see, with the expenses, the thing that annoys me is the little stuff. That's, I think, what annoyed everyone, actually. When they start claiming for a packet of hobnobs, you just... Oh, for God's sake. Who wants to go for a drink with this guy, you know? Oh, you want crisps, do you? I'll keep the packet, because I'm going to claim on that later. A packet of salt and vinegar.
Even the moat thing, I had a sneaking admiration for someone who claimed a moat.
Yeah.
Does anyone need a moat for?
To keep people out of your castle!
I got a Kit Kat the other day and, you know, I wasn't in work, but I claimed for it on expenses. Yeah, no, it's the thin end of the wedge, but... Yeah.
Mickey, this is coming home with me.
I'm going to take Jamelia.
It's not a crime.
But they...
I like the Macaulay Culkin-ogram.
Yeah, the little boy.
Yeah, the little boy screaming.
OK. 18% of youngsters said the person they're most scared of is who?
I was scared of everything, but maybe I just read the wrong papers, but I get the impression our kids aren't scared of anything. But I used to shit myself. Someone told me once that recording off the telly was illegal. And I had, like, 150 videos. I remember once the police coming around and being convinced I was going to get locked up for, like, 50 years for recording Saved by the Bell off Channel 4.
Probably, you know, on every housing estate, every street, there's a sort of bit of a nonce fella. He's not a proper nonce, he's just a bit odd.
You mean like...
Everyone goes, oh, don't go round there. Shut you up, he will.
Sean's team, what do you think kids are most scared of?
Well, in our house, it's Mr. Jangles, which is one of the characters I play.
Who is Mr. Jangles, Sean?
Mr. Jangles comes up the stairs! You better be in bed! Before Mr. Jangles gets up there!
That's everybody's scared, Sean. That's just I'm getting a bit panicky.
I'm afraid that's the end of the show because we have to go to bed now.
I find it really funny when kids are scared of stuff, because my girls, I've got 2 daughters, and they're not scared of anything, but I've got a niece, and she's scared of everything. I took her to Cadbury World recently, and, like, they've got these big, like, cocoa beans walking around, so, like, dressed up cocoa beans, and the whole time she was like... And I was just killing myself laughing. I was, like, proper laughing at her.
You were laughing at your niece. She was terrified on a day out.
I liked your face, Jamelia. Do the face again of her being terrified.
Oh, she was...
Was she in a Michael Jackson Thriller video? It's quite an extreme, terrified...
No, but that's how
Can we have it one more time? Could you do Mr. Bojangles, or whatever it was called, and then I would have terrified? It'd be great, a little playlet.
Mr. Bojangles! I don't do it, really. It's a joke. I don't terrify my children as Mr. Jangles.
Say that now.
What's he called then?
Ron.
Ron, coming up the stairs.
Ron. No, it's just... Ron's here.
And weirdly, that's more terrifying than Mr. Jangles. So, Kelly.
When you're, like, 5 years old till you get to about, like, 8... I know that's changed nowadays. You're terrified, absolutely terrified of your parents.
Well, your dad was the Prince of Darkness. Pigs can run at a speed of 11 miles per hour. Unfortunately for pigs, what can run at 12 miles per hour is David Cameron. Right, let's get started. It's the panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most talked about Brits of the last year. Rob.
Jeremy Corbin. It's got to be up there. He keeps getting re-voted in, doesn't he? I just don't think I'd trust him with a barbecue. Never mind the country.
He's always been a little bit kind of, I don't know, he seems a bit nerdy.
Shit.
What is he in charge of?
He's nothing, literally fuck all. No, he's the... What's happened is he's the leader of the opposition party, the Labour Party, and then all the MPs, all the people in the party with him, tried to get rid of him, but the voters went, no, we like him. So they've got a leader that they all hate.
Oh,
it's
a leader
like...
you hate?
Yeah. It's ridiculous with this Labour leadership thing, because to vote on it, you've got to pay 25 quid. People don't even vote in the general election and it's free. Who's going to pay 25 quid to elect the person that's going to lose to the Tories?
Same people that voted for Honey G.
He is nice, though. He came backstage to a gig once. I'm in the same borough as him, and in London.
Did he come to a gig?
He came to a comedy gig, and everyone was able to rip the piss out of him, and he took it on the chin and, like, high-fived everyone.
You've met him, you like him. How would you improve his image?
See, I like that he sticks to his guns. I like, yeah, like maybe a shave and a wash, but then that's a real lefty. You know, you want your left to be kind of a socialist looking with a peak cap. You don't want them to look like the Tories. You want them to be, you want them to look like the opposition.
You want them at some stage to get into government, don't you?
Yeah, but then would that kind of ruin their vibe, you know?
Well, take a look at him back in his younger years. Take a look at this.
It's not a fashion parade, it's not a gentleman's club, it's not a banker's institute. It's a place where the people are represented.
Is that the jumper that your mum made?
Yes, it is.
She didn't make the shirt as well, I suppose.
No, she didn't make the shirt, that came from the co-op. But the jumper she knitted, and it's very comfortable and it's perfect for this kind of weather because I'm hopping in and out of buildings all day long, going to meetings and different places, and it's just perfect for the winter weather.
I mean... He's got that really sort of musty look about him, hasn't he?
You look like an expert in a disaster film no one believes until it's too late.
He was right!
You kind of remind me of, like, your version of Bernie Sanders, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, but both of them remind me of, like, someone that only eats soup. You know, like, he's like, where's my soup?
People want him to be this, like, crazy guy, but he's never going to be, like, posting pictures on Instagram of him eating salad and having a laugh, like, or a cock shot. Yeah.
You know he has to have a big hairy mess down there, right?
Maybe that's why he's so musty.
Sam, what do you make of Jeremy Corbyn?
I like it. It's like a dodgy geography teacher look.
This is
I
you
imagine it
saying
wouldn't be a
this.
mess down...
Because I'm just saying, the look you're rocking is, you know, a PE teacher.
What says sport about that?
It says 70s sport.
Like, you're talking sex sport? What are you talking about here? Like, I don't... Sport. Not dodgy kind of like...
No dodgy things.
Yeah.
I don't see you in that way.
No. I think I know where you're going with it, and I think it's... I would like to finally just get this out in the open. I would like to see a moustache to pedophile ratio. That's all where we're going. It's where... I know that's where we're going. It's definitely where we're going, and I know that you're getting to that eventually, like he's got a dodgy look, like he's hanging around toilet blocks or something.
Sam, I don't think Jim was alluding you look like a paedophile. I think it's that you look like all the people on Guess Who.
Can you take the hat for 1 second?
I don't want to take the hat off again.
Sorry, can I just flick you forward, please?
Oh, my God.
Does it make you a little upset that the top of your head gave up and the front of your face kept going?
You don't have to stand for that. You're a beautiful man.
It's slowly migrating down my back, and it's a look I'm... My wife seems to love it. So, yeah.
Should we have a look and see if Jeremy Corbyn's one of the most talked about people of 2016? Yes. Number 3. Yes, it's Jeremy Corbyn. In June, a motion of no confidence against Jeremy Corbyn was passed, but Corbyn wasn't worried. At his age, you get used to unwanted motions being passed all the time. Did you know, for example, 1.5 million Britons would like to be buried with their mobile phone? And if you answer it when you're sitting behind me in the cinema, you will be. 1 in 20 people have held a party for their cat's birthday. Even the cat's thinking, this is a bit tragic. And 22% of nightclub hookups are one-night stands. Yeah, who would have thought the guy you tugged off in a toilet cubicle 2 minutes after meeting him in Hollywood's nightclub Romford wouldn't turn out to be the love of your life? But if you are watching, Darren, call me. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It was Halloween this week, so tonight our panellists' job is to guess the top 3 things people are scared of. John's team, what do you think scares people?
My attempts at being intimate.
Oh, don't put yourself down.
I'm not going to put myself down, but I'm just going to tranquilise myself.
Your attempts at being intimate?
Well, if I'm sexy with people, they find it frightening.
Why?
Could you just give me a demo and I'll tell you whether I think it's frightening. Give us a little demo. Yeah, Alex is right there. Give her a demo.
I don't mind. Go on.
It's the tongue, innit? It's the tongue. I've got too powerful a tongue. I was born with it. What am I going to do? But I don't think it is me. What are you scared of? I'm not scared.
Well, see, I say this with trepidation.
What are you scared of?
Ghosts.
You're scared of ghosts? Because last time you were on the show, you spoke about ghosts, because you've seen a ghost.
Yes.
Have you seen anything since you were last on the show?
No, but I have seen 3. So don't play it down. I mean, there's 3.
You've seen... Yes, you think you've seen 3.
I don't want to be one of these people who sees ghosts.
No, and there's medication you can take to stop... But if you forget to take it, you will see them. That's...
Yeah.
Has anyone else seen ghosts? Have you seen it? You believe in the paranormal?
I haven't seen ghosts, but I'm kind of scared of ghosts. Yeah, because I'm just scared.
Well, you are little.
No, I got something about when I was younger. You know what? Let me cut the story short. I'm just scared.
I think there's a happy medium between a really long story that goes on too long. I mean, really, that's just a bullet point there, I feel, too. Give us a bit more. When you were young...
That's it. There's no story. I'm just scared of ghosts. Yeah. Like, actually, not every ghost. Casper was all right.
Yeah, Casper was a friendly ghost.
Ghost, yeah.
Are you scared of ghosts, Catherine?
Absolutely not. And I promise you, ghosts are more afraid of you than you are of them.
They're more scared of you than you are of them. I think that's spiders, isn't it?
Oh, spider ghosts, spider ghosts, spider ghosts.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, were you scared of ghosts? You seem like a very level-headed man, but...
No, I'm not. But what's the point?
Yeah.
But no, obviously there's no such thing as ghosts.
Whoa.
I tempt all the ghosts, all the demons, all the spirits, all the dark forces of the underworld. I tempt you now. Do your worst. Visit on me the 7 circles of hell. Visit me with your evil...
Do you mind doing this when we're not here?
Tunchi is scared. He's been through this.
I think it's a bit much asking for a ghost, Sean, to appear on a TV show. There's certain scenarios in which you tend not to get a lot of ghosts. You know, you don't tend to get ghosts, say, on Argos. You never heard, the blue pens were all just flying. A number came up and I went to get the electric blanket and it wasn't ready yet.
I can tell you, ghosts are not one of the scariest things. But if you see a ghost, there are 3 things you must do immediately. Number 1, put down that drink. 2, turn the lights on. And 3, stop making things up. What?
No!
It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most talked about things this week. Sean, what do you think the nation should be talking about?
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. It was the final of The Apprentice, and Alan Sugar decided finally to give someone a job in his empire. Which I don't think is an empire. I think it's like a Greek island. I think he does everything. I think you go into his offices, he's dressed in a wig, and he goes, "Oh, Mr. Sugar, I'll see you now." And he goes on wig. Runs into the boardroom, sits there, is going, "Come in, sit down. Tea or coffee?" They go, "Tea." And he goes, "Hold on a sec." And he goes, "No." Because I've never come across any kind of Amstrad or Sugar Enterprises in any part of
Have you not got a Faxophone 3000? No. The Faxophone 3000 they use, it's brilliant. It's like a MIDI hi-fi system with a fax.
It's like someone sellotapes a sort of flask to a banjo or something like that.
It baffles me how he is so rich when... What is Amstrad? I mean, I had an Amstrad CPC 464 when I was 12.
Is that the one with the green writing?
Green screen,
yes.
and it loaded games off tapes. That was the system. And he's now a millionaire. He must own actual sugar.
James, do you think the right person won?
Yes, I think Yasmina was right to win, yeah.
The prize on this, Yasmina's prize, she won a job at a digital signage firm. Now,
Yeah,
I don't know much about digital signage, but is it that?
She is selling digital telly things with stuff on.
Wow.
You'd be good in that job because you know all the lingo.
That's right, yeah.
Why didn't he pick Kate? Did Kate lose because she's got a Birmingham accent? Because that's why I would have said no. I work with Richard Hammond. When he's had a drink, he becomes fully Birmingham, and it's just intolerable noise. Does Sir Alan make you call him Sir Alan?
No one actually tells you that. You do it. It's like, it might not be his real name, just...
But why didn't you call
something
him...
His name's not Shirley, it's Sir Alan.
And I just found it all too fascinating, The Apprentice, because as far as I can work out, all you actually do in there is spend 10% of your time doing something and then 90% working out who to blame when it goes wrong.
That's it, you have to kind
of... Alan Sugar, you notice this, Alan Sugar, how cross he gets, because one team's made £8 and the other team's lost by 25 pence. But is it like that? And then what's that, Margaret?
Let him speak!
It's like talking to an 8-year-old, isn't it?
Why is it like that? Let him speak!
Why does he get so cross about 25p?
Yeah. Yeah, why?
Why?
Because he's...
Yeah, why does he get so cross?
God almighty!
Answer!
He hasn't made 800-odd million through, you know, look after the pennies and the 800 millions look after themselves.
It's that kind of homespun wisdom that lost you the whole thing.
Yeah. Do you know one thing I've picked up, actually, from watching it on the telly? I've just realised how bad my posture is. It's like I'm a prawn, like a jumbo prawn.
That's the main thing you've learned from that experience.
But you are massive.
I mean, how big are you, James? How big are you?
That's the question we're after.
There's a lot of big boys on that team. I want to know who's the biggest. Let's get you and Clarkson back to back. Come on, let's get you back to back. Well, let's see it.
We're not going to get that
James,
Come on, man.
James, back to back.
He just said...
Just don't argue with me. Back to back. James is bigger.
Well,
James is bigger.
Yes.
Let's have a look and see whether The Apprentice is one of the most talked about things this week. Course. Yes, it was the final of The Apprentice. I don't pretend to know much about business, but after watching Yasmina and Kate carefully analysing their business decisions and leadership qualities, I simply can't understand why Sir Alan didn't hire the pretty one. Sir Alan's been asked to sign on as the government's enterprise czar. James has been asked to sign on. OK, Jason, Holly and David, what else of the nation are we talking about?
Well, it's got to be the
European elections, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got to be the European elections, isn't it, Jimmy?
So it's just the BNP going over there taking all their jobs. It's,
yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Someone threw an egg at him, didn't they?
Was it a British hen that laid the egg, do we know?
It was a brown egg that was thrown, and that's what hurt.
I don't understand why the BNP even want to be, you know, in the European Parliament, because they're always going to be sat next to foreigners, aren't they, all the time? Unless that might cure them. They go over there and go, actually, it's quite nice, and the people are really friendly. Oh, what's that? Oh, cross on. I'm no longer a racist.
There's no difference to UKIP. All UKIP have got is we don't like Europe.
Yeah.
So people who vote for them vote for UKIP. They say, oh, we don't like Europe. But it's kind of pointless, UKIP going there, because they don't like Europe. It's a bit like going to someone's birthday party who you hate, refusing to sing happy birthday, eating all the cake and then going, this is a shit party.
Then did you see the size of the voting paper for it?
Yeah, it's long.
It was like a piece of bog roll. It just stretched it all the way across the floor.
I just crossed all of them out and just put Hamas. They'll sort this borough out.
OK, let's have a look and see whether the European elections is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, of course. Yes, the European election results were out this week. The BNP has complained of media bias, which is fair enough. You're not even allowed to describe the BNP leader on television till after the watershed, and even then they sometimes bleep the word Sean, Jeremy and James, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it Gordon Ramsay's been making friends in Australia? Well, he was actually being told off by the Australian Prime Minister, wasn't he? He was called the lowest form of life because he called a TV presenter a pig. He said she was a pig-faced woman. And I thought it's quite ironic, him calling someone a pig when his face looks like crackling. Burnt crackling.
One of the things she said was that he called her a lesbian pig, and he's gone, I never called her a lesbian. And he's been...
This is the picture that he put up. And in fairness to him, she does look a little bit like a pig in that.
Yeah. She's probably got a recipe that said, while the jus is reducing, you can Photoshop a woman to look like a six-titted pig. If so, you did an interview, you've done lots of interviews, haven't you, Jeremy?
Yeah.
You've never thought the next day thinking, I know what I'm going to do, I'm going to mock them up looking like a six-titted pig. Even if you've thought about it, you haven't bothered to do it.
I sort of feel a bit sorry for Gordon. When the Daily Mail demands an apology, you know, we demand an apology. So he then goes on the television, which he did, and said, I'm very sorry. And now we demand more.
They called his apology snivelling.
Yes, snivelling.
So they
apology.
demanded an apology, he apologised, and then they went, snivelling apology. Yeah. Well, he can't win then, can he?
What they want you to do is stand outside the Daily Mail offices with a cheese grater just rubbing your face off like that.
I think you'll find Gordon Ramsay's already done that. Have you not seen the effect?
Yeah. But that's what I mean. How can he go around and deliver, you know, insults about how people look? He makes Ronnie Wood look like Hannah Montana, doesn't he? When he shuts his eyes, it's like someone's put a chef's hat on a walnut.
What I can tell you, it's not one of the most talked about things this week. This is the story that Gordon Ramsay has insulted an Australian TV presenter. The general rule is when you're accused of being insensitive towards women by an Australian, you've got problems. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I'll give the panellists a simple statement, and all they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Dave, Fiona and Jason are to go first. To illustrate their statistic, let's have a look at a clip of an animal psychic channeling the spirit of a dolphin.
Welcome, dear friends. It is our great delight and pleasure to be able to share this time and this space with you. You, dear friends, within human form, we within dolphin form.
OK, here is your related statistic. 52% of Brits would like to be reincarnated as a dolphin rather than any other animal. True or false?
I don't know why anybody would want to come back as an animal. You know, we're human. You know, we're the best animal in the world. As a human, I only want to come back as a human because I'm number one, or a unicorn.
I'm not sure you get
No, because people love horses, don't they? They love horses. Imagine how much they'd love a flying horse. Imagine that. And if they didn't love you, fly off.
It's a very good point, Jason. What would you guys want to come back as?
I could probably come back as a daddy longlegs, live for 6 hours and some pulls your wings off. That'd be my luck. Or I'd come back as a dolphin in a fish pool in Blackpool. With somebody going, right, you, jump or you won't get pilchard.
Dolphins have got the edge for me, I think. They're a very sexually active dolphin. They have group sex. They do all that. And the penis is prehensile. They can pick stuff up and carry it. That's brilliant, that. That's like a bit of flower arranging. Look at that.
Jermaine, what would you come back as?
I will come back as a host of recycled nutrients, fungus and bacteria, and that suits me fine.
That's a comedy show, Jermaine. 52% of Brits would like to be reincarnated as a dolphin rather than any other animal. True or false?
Well, we're having a round now.
False.
So you're going for false?
2-1. False.
OK. Well, I can tell you that the answer is false. Yes, it's actually 13% that would like to come back as a dolphin. Of course, lots of people don't believe in reincarnation, but I think you may as well. You only live once. Right, OK. Sean, Phil and Jermaine, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
$720.
$720. All our bids are locked in. Good luck to you all. Our prize, $799. Mary wins.
Shaky.
You okay?
I think so. I think so. Oh.
You all right?
You should have seen Jermaine when she found out she was coming on this show. That was the Australian Price is Right. Here is your related statistic. 67% of game show contestants describe appearing on television as the most exciting thing that has ever happened to them. True or false?
She looked horrified. She's like she'd been given, tickets for a dinner with Mick Hucknall or something.
It's called hysterics, isn't it?
Yeah.
They should have slugged her. Bam! Would have put an end to that.
Yeah.
What kind of a feminist are you?
I would have slugged you if you had hysterics.
Will you? Do I have to have hysterics? How about if I'm just cheeky?
Female eunuch, this.
I don't want to be here. The thing about game shows, they always say to contestants, don't they? They always say to them, there's a funny thing happened to you once, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
With biscuits or something.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, yes, I bought some rich tea, and I got them home, and it turned out, I forgot you've got it wrong, actually, but we like digestives. And those are the usual stories they tell. So you can see that actually the anecdotes they have in their life are so pitiful that television probably would blow their minds.
Jermaine, you were on one, though, weren't you? You were on Big Brother. Was it the most exciting thing that's ever happened to you?
No.
What was?
Almost anything else. I loathed it. And they make up rules that you consider yourself bound by, and then they change them. And they make it as hard as they can.
This was Big Brother, wasn't it? Not your days in Guantanamo. What do you think, Sean?
I think it's absolutely spot on, Jimmy. That statistic isn't a statistic, it's a fact. Well, I'm staring down the barrel of the truth there. And I'm saying yes.
I can tell you that the answer is false. Johnson, what else have people been talking about this week?
Lance Armstrong. Is that something that's... I feel like that's been popular over here as well.
We've been chatting about it a little bit. American sportsmen generally, yeah.
Yeah. You guys get American things here?
You get too many.
I'll be honest with you.
Treat. You can have that back. Can I get a coffee? No, you can't get a coffee. You can have a coffee. You can only get a coffee if you bloody work there. They get this. That's another American thing. The Easter Bunny. You've just opened a can of worms with me, mate.
Relax, I'll talk to Mr. America.
I'm sorry, all right, sorry.
I think it's Captain America. Give us the story. What happened with Lance Armstrong?
There's a big report just basically blaming him for not just being involved in doping, but sort of spearheading all the efforts for the entire team.
Yeah, he's ruined cheating for a lot of people. It was something I almost admired sometimes. You know, someone's a bit of a cheat. You go, it's quite clever to cheat, but he's just gone nuts. He cheated.
He didn't just cheat in
one
Tour de France.
Yeah, but he cheated 7 times. You'd think after you've done it once, you'd go, phew, I got away with that. Carried on. Just the sheer energy for the cheating. I don't know where he got that from. It's not just the steroids he cheated with. He had a testicle removed, so he was lighter as well.
A Brit just won the Tour de France for the first time, right? That was pretty exciting this past summer. Cavendish, right? Actually,
No,
English.
it's Bradley Wiggins.
No. What?
I think Bradley Wiggins wins.
That's what I said. What did you hear?
So Mark Cavendish.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Usually, like, if someone gets caught doing drugs, it means whoever got silver got gold. But because so many cyclists are cheating, I got a call this week to say that I hired a bike when I was on holiday in Paris. And I've gone down, so I actually won the 2003 Tour de France.
I bet there is drugs in boxing, though. Surely you've got to take paracetamol after a fight. All those bashes on the head. Do you get a headache?
To be honest, it'd be a hard sport to cheat in. You could have all the energy in the world for boxing, but if you haven't got the technique and the skill to go with it, you know, you still can't win.
Right.
I think if you took enough heroin, you wouldn't be bothered about it. Nick, you're a professional sportsman or drug taker, one of the off.
I think it's amazing. I respect him even more now that I know that he was doing drugs for 7 years. No, I did drugs once and I couldn't leave my bedroom for a week. I barely had the energy to get up and piss in the Coke bottle in the corner of my room. And he's won it 7 times. I think that's amazing. Hats off to him.
He was the guy that pretty much invented the charity wristband. What people don't know is it was just a tourniquet that had sort of slipped down.
Let's have a look and see whether Lance Armstrong is one of the most talked about things in the last week. Yes, cyclist Lance Armstrong has been accused of taking performance-enhancing drugs. Suspicions were first raised when Lance Armstrong won the 2004 Tour de France on a chopper.
He's supposed to be there to talk about policies to solve problems.
They had one policy that was interesting. Their policy on burglars.
Yeah.
They basically said, if someone now breaks into your house, you can attack them.
See, I didn't get that, because on the one hand, they're saying, we really want Britain to be aspirational and we admire people who take risks and go out and get what they want. And then on the other hand, they're saying, shoot burglars.
My parents' house got broken into while I was in it, and...
By you?
No. I was in it. How could I break into it if I was in it, Jimmy? It's no logic.
Yeah.
Just think and then speak, for fuck's sake. Now, where was I? And I was upstairs and I heard some, like, real smashing around downstairs. And I came downstairs to see, and there was a masked man coming through the French windows. He was, like, halfway in, and the only thing I could think of to say was, "Excuse me!" And then he ran off. I turned really posh. We're not... really posh when I'm getting burgled. I'm the gentleman crime fighter.
You certainly look like a gentleman.
What I do, if I have burglars, I've got a burglar's outfit by the bed. And I dress up in it. And I go downstairs and I go, "There's nothing up there." "Oh, Jax, let's get out of here. He's got a big dog, he's a bit nuts. Let's get out of here."
OK, let's get back to the Tory party conference.
I feel a bit sorry for politicians, because like, it is hard, isn't it? Like, and they're always evading questions. Like, but if they were honest and they said, like, "Well, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do?" Like, I don't know, mate. Right? No one's got any money. Right? Everyone's pissed off. They're asking me to sort it out. The wife's got the ump. Not seen the kids. I bought FIFA 2 weeks ago. Not even played it. That's why you can never have Homeland in this country, the programme in America about blowing up the government, because everyone would want him to blow them up. You know what I mean? Just one series. Oh, he's blown them up. New series. We'll leave it at that.
I think Homeland's kind of big here, though.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty big, yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah,
We're loving it.
Yeah, it's a great show. Massive
Yeah,
hit.
it's good. It's a shame they couldn't have found an American actor to play the lead, but...
Could you look sort of troubled, as if you've got a dilemma going on inside you all the time? Could you do that?
Let me check. No, you look as if you're thinking about eye. Most people think they could become an Olympic athlete if they trained every day for 4 years. True or false?
That's a great question.
Thanks. I've been working on it, I'm really thinking about it. When did you take up boxing?
I was 12, so that was a lot of years in the making. So I think 4 years of... it depends. It depends. If you've got a natural talent, then you might be able to pull it off.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What do you think, Nick? Could you be an Olympic athlete?
4 years is loads, isn't it? 4 years is way too much to be training.
Well, you think you'd go over the Olympic standard and just give up? You go, well, this is crazy, I'm too good at this.
Then Jamaicans learned how to bobsled in under 90 minutes, didn't they? So...
What do you think, Sean? What sport would you go for if you were going to try and get into, you know...
Olympic sport, probably pole vault. That's the one I've got the most natural skill at. It's the one I just naturally find myself doing. Just if I'm in a park with some equipment, I just find myself doing that. That's the one.
It's your go-to.
I'll just sort of go, I'll be like chatting around, sort of loosening up a bit like that, and I'll just pick something up and just find myself running and go, whoa.
They just do that at school, pole vaulting.
To get in.
They...
bloody gates, would they? So you had to do pole vault?
It was one of the things that we had to attempt to do. That and long jump and hurdles.
Why the giggle on hurdles?
Because I'm obviously at all of those things.
Sean, Claudia, Jack, what have the nation been talking about?
Anything? What's happened to you?
The horse sandwiches.
Oh, the horse sandwiches.
They've been talking about horse.
The horse sandwiches is a really nice way of putting it.
I'd love a horse sandwich. Who doesn't? Yeah, but it was the burgers, and they got tested, and it's full of horse and badger.
Don't know if there was badger in it, but there was definitely... And it happened in Ireland, didn't they? They tested the burgers, and they said this has got... It's 30% horse, was one of the burgers.
Good.
Have you eaten horse?
Yeah, I've eaten horse, yeah. What? I've eaten horse.
Where did you eat horse?
Where do I eat horse? In a horse restaurant. A horse salad. I like it in a salad, just a big lump of horse on the top. I like salad niçoise, where you have a piece of tuna. I just have salad, a big lump of horse on the top.
You said that the people who kind of made the horse burgers...
Yeah.
...said it was a mistake. It can't be a mistake. How do you unless they've mistaken a horse for a cow?
I think it's a bit more like, you know when you get dolphin in tuna?
Oh,
you know,
we're back to tuna
like,
again.
Yeah, and you know when you catch your cows, you go out into the field with a big net to catch a load of cows. And you
sometimes you might get
occasionally, you'll get a couple of horses.
Yeah. So that's why if you buy a burger, you should always get a horse-friendly burger.
Yeah. So you throw the net over and you drag them all off to the squashing plant. They just squash them flat, the burgers.
In fairness, what has happened, right? I mean, OK, some of the burgers were 29% horse, and that is a lot of horse in a burger. If you're expecting it to be a burger, you could eat a horse and cart, and it wouldn't be 29% horse. In fact, though, some of them are only like 0.01%, and they said it wasn't necessarily horse meat. It wasn't like strands of horse that you pull out between your teeth. It was horse DNA. And that could be anything. And I'll stop you there, Jimmy. What that could have been, that could have been the horse in the field who said, "Where are my mates gone?" And all the cows, I'm going to follow their footpath and I'm going to find them. And they follow them all the way into an abattoir and see that they've been turned into burgers. And the horse just cried into the burgers. That is enough to have horse DNA in your burger. What probably could have happened?
Yeah.
I don't think it stacks up.
Horse is the very best thing to have in your burger. I mean, the shit that goes into, like, 8 burgers for 30... Like, the prices at Aldi and Lidl, I wouldn't be surprised if there was horse meat in their bananas.
Well, now you're saying...
Just feel shit. There's 3% jockey in those Tesco burgers. Just fucking grinding stuff in.
There's also a case of, they haven't tested haggis. I mean, what's in that? I would say a punt on at least 5% meerkat. I think all this fuss about horse burgers, do people know about glue? Do they know what's in glue?
Good point.
It's horses. Your Pritt stick is probably 25% Shergar.
The imagination that came up with the idea when you look at a horse, that would be sticky.
Yeah.
If you do the right things to it, and why just horses? You know, people look at cows and it's not going to work the same way.
Yeah.
Horse. It's a similar one with lobsters, actually. You imagine the person who first dredged up probably the scariest looking animal on the earth from the bottom of the sea and went, you know what? Let's boil that alive and have it for a starter. Be delicious.
What's the weirdest meat you've had?
I've had reindeer, delish,
yeah.
Until my kid said, "You ate Rudolph." I was like, "Are you still believing in Rudolph?" He's 18. But I'd eat anything. Hamster, Don't be
Maybe
ridiculous.
that's a new
I'm
show.
Jewish.
If you eat meat all the time, the chances are, like every football game you go to, some bloke comes up with a caravan that he's stuck a grill in, and he goes, "You want meat?" And you just go, "Yeah, it's £2," and then you eat it. You don't know what's in there. Could be bloody anything, couldn't it? They did investigations at all the football grounds, and one of the things I read was Swansea City were selling out-of-date pate. I just thought, what's happened to football? Swansea City fans at games going, "Bryn, does this pate taste all right to you?" It's a bit tart. I can't tell if that's because the apricots clashing with the cardamom or if it's...
Let's have a look and see if horse sandwiches is up there. Yes, indeed. People have been talking about there are traces of horse meat have been found in several supermarket burgers. Silvercrest Food, one of the suppliers of the horse meat contaminated burgers, is said to be an award-winning company. And it turns out the award they won was the Grand National in 2012. John Steen, what else have the nation been talking about?
Is it Splash?
Oh, come on.
I've been talking about it.
Have you not been watching Splash?
Well, no, not all the time. I've been doing other things as well.
I watched it because I got told it was the worst thing on telly ever, and it just wasn't. It's just people splashing in a pool a bit.
It's Eddie Eagle in a mankini, jumping off a diving board. What is not to like?
Well, let's have a little look at Eddie the Eagle jumping.
Ladies and gentlemen, flap your wings. It's Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
Let's take a look at Eddie.
What's not to like?
He went through, right, and he said, now I've gone through, people are going to rethink that I'm a loser. I'm not watching that, Eddie. No one was looking at that going, there's one of life's winners.
Oh, no, that was... I'm sorry, did we watch the same thing? I thought that was amazing.
That was phenomenal.
That was phenomenal. He got, number one, he made it all the way up there, which I couldn't do.
He used to be a ski jumper.
It's a good point.
Yeah. It's a lot more scary. It should be called Strictly Come Gravity. It's they've found something any celebrity can do, which is fall off things.
Well, I beg to differ, Sean. Have a look at this. Not every celebrity can do it. I thought we couldn't top the Olympics. But they've absolutely nailed it, haven't they?
That was her goal, because at the beginning, she couldn't even jump in. They had to tip her into the pool.
Well, you think he's joking? He's not. Look.
Tom had the marvellous idea of introducing a nappy mat and sort of tipped me in. Like a bit of cargo that has to be just shunted into the water like a cruise ship.
You know when the Americans buried Bin Laden at sea? That's how I imagine it looks.
Do you know what that reminded me of? You know sometimes when you've got a tin of condensed soup and you tip it in the pan and it comes out in exactly the shape of the can.
Have you ever been to Glastonbury, Sean?
Yeah, I stopped going, though, because I did the maths one year, and mathematically, Glastonbury doesn't make sense. Because there's 137,000 people, and I think there's 3,200 toilets, which means it's 42 people per toilet. Doesn't sound that bad, but if you think, if you had 42 people staying at your house, one toilet, and they're all vegetarians, and you're number 38, basically, the Glastonbury is the Somme with Biffy Clyro playing, isn't it?
Doc, did you go to Glastonbury? Did you watch any of Glastonbury?
No, do you know what? The whole festival thing... I mean, well, number one, I don't like nature, full stop. I like concrete, I like shops. But I went to one festival once, and actually, it was V Festival as well, and I think I lasted about 2 hours and then just had to go. I couldn't bear it. It was dirty, it was sweaty, everyone stunk, there was no shops, I couldn't use my credit card, couldn't use my hairdryer. It was awful, hated everything.
You brought a hairdryer?
I took my hairdryer, hoping to plug it in somewhere, but hated it and just left.
Isn't it a farm the rest of the year? So is there like some kind of exchange programme? So if your friend, you know, goes to Glastonbury, you have to have a cow at their house. Is that how... What happens to the animals the rest of the time?
What happens to the animals? They go on holiday.
Oh. Do they?
Yeah, to a big sort of shed thing with loads of spinning knives.
Well, I went to private school, so I never did go... Like, my teacher never went on strike, so...
You went to private school?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a waste of money. When you say private school, were you a boarder? Because I think I've seen this DVD.
Very funny. Do you know what, though? And I got head girl as well. I was head girl.
You were head girl?
Head girl.
This is the same...
It's not just teachers, it's passport control officers as well. They want to go on strike. Well, what they should do is let them go on strike and get the baggage handlers in to do it for them. So you could give them, the baggage handlers, your passport, and they go, yeah. Is that your laptop?
So this is the strikes that went on. 750,000 people went on strike. Teachers, civil servants and public sector workers.
And the people who answer 999 calls. We should have checked that couldn't happen, shouldn't we? You can't be phoning up and they've just got someone in. She's like, "Ah, yeah, what do you want? Ambulance. Brenda, what number for an ambulance is it?"
2.
He's gone. He's gone.
I used to take 999 calls. I used to work for BT.
But you got, no offence here, but you are what I would describe as a chatty Cathy.
A chatty what?
A chatty Cathy.
Are you
you're quite
flirting?
no, you're quite a chatty man. So when someone phones up and goes, "Please fire ambulance," I imagine you would go, "What's happened?" Tell me everything. He's done what? I'll send him round. Yeah, no, the firemen are busy. They're coming round here.
Wimbledon?
Oh, yeah.
Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Go on, what, you excited by it? Do you like it?
Not really. I like that when people watch Wimbledon, they all go out and play tennis, don't they? You know, so it's like when I watch a cookery programme, it makes me want to eat. You know? Like if I watch a sad programme, it makes me want to eat. Programmes about weddings and that. Just eat.
Fridge is quite close to the telly, isn't it?
Close enough, unfortunately, but I've got one of those grabby things that pensioners have, so it's chubby.
What do you make of Wimbledon? Do you like Wimbledon?
I don't really watch it, but I've got to tell you, I'm actually a professional table tennis player. I'm actually I was number 2 in
How
Essex.
do you serve? Because I think I've seen this in Thailand. So what level are you at table tennis?
I'm professional, I'm really good.
What, you're a professional?
Yeah.
Who pays you to play and what do you wear when playing?
Well, I played when I was about 13 to 16. That's when I didn't discover boys or makeup or, you know, the Sugar Hut. But I was really good.
The Sugar Hut? Is
yeah.
that a euphemism or...?
It's a nightclub. I can't believe you've not been Sugar Hut.
I thought it was a sweet shop and I got quite excited.
What I don't understand is, why can't they play tennis in the rain? Just get on with it. The ball's wet, they slip around, it's funnier. Why can't they play in the rain? It's like
you
cricket.
can play in a bit of light rain, it's fine.
No, but why can't they play in heavy rain? Why don't they just play on if it's pissing down? It's all about... Just play the bloody game, get on with it.
You can make racket umbrellas. That's what they say. Like that and quickly use it.
Who do you go to for advice? When something bad happens, when something happens in your life, there's a crisis, who do you go to?
My mum.
And what does she say?
Google it.
I think it's got to be family, because I would definitely go to Mama and Papa Wan every single time for advice.
Mama and Papa?
Mama and Papa Wan.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
They are adorable.
Do you phone them up for just advice on like personal stuff, or is
Well,
it like?
I tend to talk to Mama Wan first because I can't understand my dad because he talks in very broken English still, which is
a little bit racist, cock.
A little bit racist. But it's a little bit. But it's true. But honestly, to this day,
Have you never communicated with your dad?
We do. But my dad is one of these immigrants that came over to the country. Social immunity, I'm allowed to say this. He's one of these immigrants that came over, and when he came over, he couldn't speak English, and my mum taught him to speak English because they fell in love. And then over his life, he's lived here since he was 16. He's about 102 now. So he's been here most of his life. And so he must be able to talk good English. But he's really, as soon as he doesn't want to listen to a word we're saying, we'll say, you know, Dad, how are you? He'll just go, oh, Or I'll turn around to my dad and I'll say, you know, Dad, this has happened in my life, or, you know, this has happened, I really need some advice. And he'll go, who are you? This is the honest truth. He becomes really racist about himself and refuses to talk in English.
You've got comedians watching you on going, you know we can't possibly join in on any of this. I've got one. Does he sometimes say this?
Top thing that makes someone posh.
How they speak.
How they speak. You think that's what makes someone posh?
100%.
I think it's more that you can always, nearly, with a real posh person, you can always see their teeth. I think a really posh person looks like a normal person halfway through a sneeze, like...
Posh people always have their pasta kept in like see-through jars. They want to show you their pasta. They go, look, spaghetti, look. I don't give a shit. What have you done? You've taken it out of the packet and put it in another packet. You're wasting your time.
Like it's a special treasure.
Yeah.
Sarah, what do you genuinely, what do you think makes someone posh?
Men wear coloured trousers.
What's that about?
Yeah, not just like beige or black or jeans. That's
like red,
yeah,
green.
Yeah.
Green. Who's wearing green trousers?
And also, posh people, they don't know how to put on a jumper, do they? They get a jumper and they go, oh, bloody... Oh, I'll just put it over my shoulder.
Posh people, so they don't do their hair, do they, really? I noticed that.
Posh people don't do their hair?
No, not really. It's all messy and, like, skew-whiff, isn't it?
What, like Lord Walsh over there?
Order! The question is, top thing that makes someone posh?
A swimming pool's bigger than their gene pool.
Did you know, for example, 26% of new mums worry about their social life changing? So you lose the chance to hang out with the girls, drink Prosecco and have a good old gossip. But on the other hand, you've got sick down your top, your house stinks of baby shit and your boobs ache. So, swings and roundabouts. 10,000 birds die each year crashing in windows. Hey, birds, get with it. Maybe it's time you got a Mac. That is a silly joke. And 17% of women want a partner who likes their cooking better than their mums. I'll admit my girlfriend's cooking is much better than my mum's, but when it comes to blowjobs... Right, let's get started. Best way to put the spark back into a relationship? What do you think, Rob?
Role play? She rolls over and I play with myself.
Alex, what do you think? What's the best way to put the spark back into a relationship?
I think there are two options.
OK.
Alcohol.
Perfect.
Easy. Or a life and death situation.
Sometimes you can combine the two. If you're doing enough Jaeger bombs in one night... Oh.
Or if you're having a picnic on a very high cliff. Hold on, back in love.
What do you think, Aisling, if you had to put the spark back into a relationship?
Why bother with sparks? Why not go fire? Set yourself on fire, then he'll notice me!
Craig?
I'd say have an affair. You know, the breakup sex is brilliant. and then coming back to one another is brilliant.
You really are the voice of Strictly.
Have an affair, everyone. Well, they've all taken that advice, haven't they?
See, I would never do Strictly. If I wanted to cheat on my husband, I would just do it and skip all the dance rehearsals.
It's such a convenient excuse, isn't it? Like, oh, I was cursed. I didn't know what I was doing. I walked under a ladder and fell onto his cock. I didn't know what had happened.
Have you had relationships that needed a little bit of a spark, and what did you do?
Absolutely. My boyfriend's so cute, but it's kind of nerdy. He, like, wears a mouth guard every night to bed, and he sweats a lot. So I just, like, imagine he's a boxer. He has, like, little night terrors. I'm like, fight him, baby. So cute.
I tell you what doesn't put a spark back into a relationship, if you've got kids, is when the baby's crying and you go, oh, have you tried giving it some milk?
Don't tell me this.
And she goes, oh, yeah, I'm just sitting here with a baby. I'm not fucking feeding for 3 hours. Oh, yeah, I didn't think to give it milk, did I? I was sitting there looking and crying at me.
Your missus sounds charming. Oi, oi! Rob's home. Did you meet your wife in prison? Sitting here with a baby, not feeding it.
This little bug's had nothing 3 days.
OK, best way to put a spark back in a relationship. What do you think?
Toys or...
Sex toys. Number 10 is swinging.
Oh, no.
Oh, just going to the park's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Date night.
Date night's number 2. It's more than a date night.
A weekend away.
Yeah,
that's the right answer. Yeah. Yes, the best way to put a spark back into a relationship is a weekend away. I tried to be romantic by taking my girlfriend to a spa, but apparently she wasn't impressed, and it's not even a decent supermarket.
Yeah, European Championships. I reckon they're talking about that. I mean, a lot of people are talking about that.
It's quieter than normal, though. It's not as much. I reckon everyone's getting ready for the Olympics.
Everyone's waiting for the racism to kick off. That's why it's quiet, because there's been so much lead up to it that the fact that it's like if you had a party and you had a massive balloon and you just held a pin next to it like that, and you went, how's the party? Is everyone enjoying the party? Everyone would really be thinking, when are you going to burst that fucking balloon? Because I'm going to cry when that happens.
How scared are you of a balloon bursting?
You're telling me you don't have an ounce of fear when someone's blowing a balloon and they get to that point where the colours started to fade and it's too big, and you want to say to him, it's big enough, stop!
John, that's when I hold my eyelids open and walk right up to the balloon.
The only time I've got interest in football is when Peter Crouch and David Beckham are playing, and basically...
Such a weird mix.
That famous heartthrob, Peter Crouch.
I love that dance he does.
That dance he does?
That's not it.
You're the only
You're thinking of dressage.
I love Spurs, that's who I support.
Right.
And they're not playing, are they, in the Euros?
They're not playing in the Euros, no.
As a Spurs fan, you'll know that the Spurs manager left this week. His name was...
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. He's got quite a Cockney accent now. He's really picked up English, Jose Mourinho.
Or is it Harry Redknapp?
Harry Redknapp.
That's it. I love Harry. I love Harry.
You know what I didn't like about the match against France was it started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have to watch it with my kids, which ruins it, because they just ask loads and loads of questions. So it starts off, it goes, who's in the white shirts? You go, that's England. Oh, we live in England, don't we? Yes. Who's in the blue shirts? That's France. Why is he wearing yellow? He's the referee. What does he do? He tells all the rules. What are the rules? You can't pick the ball up. Why is that man picking the ball up? He's the England goalkeeper. England? Why is he wearing green? You go, oh. In the end, I just recorded it and put Happy Feet on and got my own back. You go, why is that penguin talking? They can't knit scarves.
You're not actually collecting the stickers, are you?
Yes.
The Panini stickers book.
Yeah, but I didn't want it to come out like this. I thought I'd at least entice a girl back to my bedroom before I brought out my swaps.
How many do you need now?
How many do I need? 250 stickers and 1 girlfriend. Does anyone have the England shiny?
It's dreadful, the shiny. It's not the official badge because it's not licensed because we go with Merlin. But I'm not doing the stickers because I'm cool. Weirdo alert!
Are you doing the stickers
John
as well?
is doing the stickers. I've swapped with John.
You're collecting the stickers?
I am acquiring stickers.
I can't believe you two are collecting You're grown men!
Me and Josh were together in Greenwich last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we went on the hunt for stickers.
Do they have any stats on, or is it just the pictures of the blokes?
Oh, now she's interested.
I've got an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that...
Oh, I need that. That's Theo Walcott, I'll swap you.
Oh.
This may be the most tragic thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty much what the newsagent said when I said, "Are you doing the stickers?" And he just looked at both of us and went, "No."
Oh, what's the pleasure of it?
The pleasure is in the... putting the stickers exactly in the lines.
I think if it was scratch cards, it'd be worth it, but not what you're doing.
You look at me like I'm filthy, like I've just admitted that I like to on dead hedgehogs or something. I think what you're doing is just a little bit... I mean, if it was... Why is a scratch card better than a sticker book?
Because you, like...
I like the way you've got really outraged. Why is that really bad?
Hey, a scratch card's £1 and a packet of stickers is 50p, so financially I'm up straight away. When you scratch a scratch card, you throw it away, you bin it. When I collect a sticker, that's in my book and I've got that forever.
John started this conversation by pretending he didn't collect the stickers. And now it's come out, he's the biggest ambassador for them in Britain.
Here's an amazing statistic. Going into this tournament in the Euros, England have never won their first game, have never beaten Sweden in a competitive match, and have never beaten the host of the tournament.
I learned that in a sticker book.
Is it gay marriage? Or garage, as I like to call it. The church are concerned about it, that they'll be forced to marry gay people in churches. It's like they've thought, this is the thin end of the wedge. What next? Horses?
Don't 80% of people under 50 are they supposedly for gay marriage? So why don't? What's the problem?
Yeah, just get over it.
It's the problem they've got is they've got a very, very diminishing congregation. People say churches are half empty. They're not. They're too big. They should be like little, tea huts. If you go on the outside of a town, they've got those big retail sheds like Halfords. It'd be like having one of those for a key cutter. It's just a bloke sitting there with a key cutting machine, this massive big shed. It's not the appropriate building for the marketplace.
What do you make of this, Reg, the gay marriage thing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you are like a gay enthusiast.
I would describe myself as a gay enthusiast, yeah.
If you are a gay enthusiast, you probably would more enjoy the company of other gay enthusiasts. So...
You make it sound like a hobby.
Well, they make it look like it's fun, so...
Can I just say something?
Are you on the way to a wedding now?
No, I want this especially for you.
Well, thank you
Because
very
you look
much.
like the man from Del Monte in that suit.
Thank you.
But basically, you know...
You said yes a few times, I would imagine.
Basically, the church... Oi, oi, pack it in. The church has this thing, we will welcome anyone through our doors and everything. And really, a lot of people hide in the church. You've got a lot of these people that work in churches. You see documentaries on it. They've molested children when they have been in their church.
Right.
So I don't think the church has the right to turn around and say, if you're gay, you can't get married in the church, because what goes on in a lot of churches isn't 100% anyway. Take that.
Yeah, well, good. Of course I know what you mean. A lot of what happens in churches ain't 100%. It's a fact.
It's inherently un-Christian to discriminate in any way. The question you should ask as a Christian is, who would Jesus do?
The big question for me is, why would anyone want to marry a bloke? But we had a bloke sleep on our sofa recently. I mean, there was a smell in the house for about 2 days.
But you have to remember that before your wife got to you, you smelled like that, too.
I don't understand why anyone would want to marry anyone. I mean, get together, sure, your bill's half price. I understand. I get it. TV licence is going up, gas is going up, electric's going up. Share it with someone, but don't bring paperwork into the eventual demise of your love.
I think it's respect. If you actually marry someone, it shows that, you know, there's respect there.
Right.
Because, you know, listen, you get a nice ring out of it, and not only that, basically, you have a fantastic day, but if you've been with someone for years and they can't even get down to Tiffany's and buy you a decent ring, get them gold.
Do you not know where Tiffany's is?
Yeah, Bond Street.
Nip down and get one yourself then, love.
I'm not saying that. I can buy my own ring.
Josh, what do you make of gay marriage?
I don't like going to weddings. I find it stressful. I'd just get rid of marriage.
If you don't have weddings, the only time the whole family gets together is at funerals. And that is depressing.
Very true.
Not all the family, because there's one that's...
Do you know why turkey's so essential to Christmas? It's very interesting, this. Is that the turkey naturally contains tryptophan.
Of course.
Which is an antidepressant. It naturally occurs in the turkey, not in pill form. It's got it in it, and of course it's antidepressant. So imagine that's what gets people through Christmas.
So the turkey is actually taking the edge off?
Yeah, it's taking the edge off.
Might be the half a pint of Baileys I've drunk as well.
Yeah. If turkey was that good, you'd have it every week. You just want to have it once a year on the most important meal of the year. I've tried cooking it upside down, I've tried cooking it with butter, I've injected it with linseed oil, and it's still fucking horrible. It's drier than a nun's nasties. There's no getting away from it. This is the worst meat I've ever had.
So Christmas dinner can be very expensive. It costs a fortune to put that meal together, but there are sort of budget versions. Greg's this year have got budget Christmas dinner. They've got 3 options for you. Would you care to try?
Yes.
No.
No.
So they've got Christmas dinner flavoured soup, a Christmas dinner bake, and Christmas dinner slice.
Can I point out that I'm lactose intolerant?
You're lactose intolerant?
Yeah.
Ricky, rather than point it out, can we just find out?
There you go. There you go.
Do these things have meat in them?
Do they have meat in them?
Yeah.
The Christmas... not that I think you could identify as meat.
I'm afraid I don't eat meat or shit.
Well, I insist on both in every meal, so bring it on.
Let's try. OK, so let's try the soup first. So the soup is a liquefied Christmas... You've started, go on, what did you have? The Christmas dinner? Is it all right?
It's beautiful.
Is it nice?
I would sooner have that than the traditional meal.
Roisin, what do you think?
It's not as bad as it smells.
Not the first time you've said that.
We tried to get a bit experimental last year for Christmas. We tried, have you heard of this? We went with the turducken. Have you heard of the turducken?
What is the turducken?
The turducken is a turkey and a duck and a chicken, and I think they remove the bones from the chicken, ram out the arse of the duck, then that's squeezed together by a very strong, angry man, and that's put up the arse of the turkey. And you think, how much do you want to humiliate those birds? I mean, it's bad enough we've killed you, we're going to eat you, but now we're putting up the arse of another bird, and then you're both going up the arse of a third bird.
I think it's cruel. I think they should at least slaughter the turkey first.
Well, that's how they died.
Was it? Maybe it was a pile-up.
Yeah. The bird pile-up.
Well, you've had a little something to eat. What about some festive drinks for you? I've got festive drinks.
Yes, please.
OK, so you've got 3 different drinks there to sample.
One each.
There you go. Yeah, OK. If you turn that around the other way, you'll be able to see what they are. There you go. So I've got Christmas drinks for you. Watch out, one of those is going to slip, I think.
This has turned into Saturday Kitchen, this show.
Dude, you're giving this in the wrong order, John. You're the worst host ever. Why have you given us mince pies first? There's sprouts in the middle. Let's get that out of the way, shall we? That's
the sprout
juice.
Sprout juice. Let's do
that.
that.
We don't want to save that for best. You want to end on the mince pie, don't you?
Oh, Sean, what have you thought?
Is there booze in it?
Tastes a bit like chicken.
What's next? What about the vodka one? Try the vodka one next.
It's mince pie vodka.
Mince pie vodka.
Well, I'm actually off the drink myself.
Yeah, me too.
You're off the drink? Roisin, do 3 of them.
No way!
I'm a very weak man, and I'm not drinking at the moment, and it's so hard for me, but I'm going to go no.
Wow. Jimmy's face.
Certainly, I'm a professional athlete again.
You're a professional athlete?
Well, but the work's dried up, so I've gone back to cricket. Even Strictly have stopped phoning, so... I've got to do something.
Roisin, have you tried one of the vodkas?
Yeah, the sprout juice.
Sprout juice, do you want to try the vodka?
Not drinking
No,
either.
thanks, I'm not drinking.
You're not drinking?
Yeah.
No.
We're called the Fun Corner.
Well,
What's happened
well, we
here?
know how to party, unlike those squares.
So what's this one?
Christmas.
This one
Who
is...
cares? Bring it over.
Christmas cake.
Oh, that was a strong one. That's like cough syrup.
Are you off?
No. Oh, cough syrup.
Tummy.
So you can't keep smelling them and hoping...
A bit more and you're gone.
I'm strong, man.
They're not very good, though.
Flat failure. Going, yeah, you failed again.
I've got your little something. It's under your desk. There you go. I think you'll enjoy this. There you go. Perfect. Good, yeah, you can lift up. There you go. Ah. It's a kebab rotisserie grill.
How did you know?
So you can turn it on at the front. You turn it on at the front. Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. And I've...
Did you eat it?
It's all right.
Freddie, there you go.
It's a
There's,
prop,
there's
Freddie.
everything you need to make us all a kebab.
Is that a genuine thing?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
buy?
That's a genuine thing you can buy.
Is that really meat, or have you just eaten foam?
No, that is a lovely, sweaty bit of meat. You could stop it to carve it.
No. I'm not pissed enough, Freddie, so...
It's
That's
proper.
it.
It's
Second
a proper.
slice.
It's very good, isn't it? You're in such a rush.
It's a good gift for Freddie, I think.
Freddie, I wouldn't eat that. It's got a rash.
There you go. Delicious.
All right. Thank you.
Well, yeah, OK. Well, hang on. Who else have I got gifts for? Oh, so Roisin, I got you this. Now... Oh, that's too much chilli sauce on that.
I love those things.
Come over.
I love the way they
Roisin?
turn
Yes?
through the night. They're like a lighthouse for drunks, aren't they?
I'll got you this. I know you like cats. You're a cat person, so I've got you that.
The windows.
That's actually not bad.
No, no, they're delicious.
You know, if you want to have a stroke.
Roisin, you're a cat person, so I got you that.
I think there might be a bit of cat in this.
Turn that round so people can see it.
Sorry.
Can we have some beer?
What is it?
It's a special device so you can teach your cat in 8 weeks to use a human toilet.
Thanks. Yeah.
Laughed, so can I have some beer when... I wasn't joking.
Sean, here's what I got you for Christmas, mate. There you go.
OK, pass it over. I can't be bothered to get up.
I think you'll like this, Sean.
Right.
And this works anywhere in the world.
Do you want me to open it now?
Yeah, you can open it now.
OK.
I think you'll like it.
Ring for beer.
Yeah.
I want non-alcoholic. Thank you.
Stevie Ritchie, everyone. Stevie Ritchie of the Rights Factor.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Stevie Ritchie.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot.
So that'll work anywhere in the world.
Really?
If you're on tour, you can just ring that and he'll bring you a beer. That is now his full-time job.
Which part of that was more expensive, the bell or Stevie Ritchie?
He's back. Stevie Ritchie, everyone.
I took that time pouring it, so there we go. You're a gent.
There's another one.
You're an absolute gent.
Cheers.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Are you just eating the kebab meat now?
Protein. I'm on a diet.
Jimmy, can I smoke as well?
Did you know, for example, 30% of British men avoid changing their hairstyle? I haven't avoided changing my hairstyle, but until Lego make a different one, I'm stuck with this. British shoppers spend almost £55 billion a year on the high street, and that's 55 billion and 5p if they forget to bring their own carrier bag. And the most popular time for people to have sex is 10:24 on a Saturday night. It certainly is for my girlfriend, because that's when I'm on stage. Right, let's get started. Robstein, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Is it the NHS computer virus thing?
The NHS computer virus thing, yeah? Well, tell us all about that story. You sound very well informed.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. When I first saw it in the news, it said NHS dealing with a virus. I thought, it's a bit of a slow news day, isn't it?
Is it MRSA again?
Just have the flu jab, we won't be in this problem, will we? Yeah, so it got hacked. The NHS got hacked. and they're saying it's probably North Korea or Russia. And yeah, basically all the computers got like blocked up, and then
blocked up.
I don't know what you call it.
I didn't realise you were technically minded. The computers are blocked up.
They're all blocked up.
I'll leave that 10 minutes if I were you, love. It's all blocked up. OK, Zand, what would hackers find on a doctor's computer?
Most of it would be unbelievably boring, like came back for another prescription, came back because their ankle still hurt. But it wasn't a hack. What they did was they infected it with malware, which meant that it just disabled the computer. So I don't think the hackers got any information. They didn't want the information. The way it works is your screen freezes and says, phone this number, and for 250 quid, we'll unlock your computer.
Do you think they were using Microsoft instead of Apple because that way the doctors would turn up? Because an apple a day, he said. I'm just trying to put a bit of light-heartedness into a terrible situation.
But that's the thing. What I found interesting about all of this tech stuff when it went down was that the doctors were having to WhatsApp their patients.
Yeah.
Oh, and you just think how terrifying that would be, like sending someone their results and then not seeing the blue ticks come up, like, oh, is it too late?
I feel like that's all anyone needs. The worst thing to come out of the NHS hacking is that people were added to more WhatsApp groups. No!
I just hate that when someone has seen the message and you know that they've seen the message, but they don't reply. Like, how am I going to sleep now? Why wouldn't you reply?
Because it's 3 in the morning, I'm married, Sarah.
I've got my answer. I've got my answer.
Kate, what do you think of this NHS hacking?
It's utterly terrifying. It's utterly terrifying because the idea that our records would be out there, not that there's anything particularly bad in mine.
Is there not? Nothing?
I don't think so.
But God knows anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not scared of God.
You're not scared of God? So why do you not just don't go to work?
Do you use email a lot for... Do you use it, like, are you allowed email prescriptions and stuff like that?
I don't know. You'd have to email your patients in a hospital bed because they're there in front of you. Just go and see.
If you've got a bed.
That is. I mean, that's the really horrible thing about these NHS. The NHS hacking just shows what a terrible state the NHS funding is in because they're using these very old computer systems. And you hear about nurses going to food banks. You have doctors appearing on panel shows to get by. It's tragic. I'm still living off the proceeds of my best-selling diet book.
What's the name of that diet book, Dr. Zan von Tulleken, and where can we purchase it?
Which camera do I look at?
Oh, any of them, I suppose. That one there.
How to Lose Weight Well. It's also on Channel 4.
How to lose weight? Wow.
It is called that.
You're a vegan. You couldn't put on weight if you tried. Your diet prohibits it.
Crisps are vegan, as are lots of chips. You can be... My cousin... Can you cut this out? My cousin Jude is so fat and a vegan. Cut that out. That's a secret.
Sorry,
That's a
okay,
family secret.
Sarah, I'll do it. Cut that out, Jude. Cut that out. No problem. Happy to help. Fat Jude. If you're watching, Fat Jude, sorry. I'm sorry, Jude, you're such a chunky monkey wobble slob. Well, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, of course. It's the NHS hacking. The NHS has been hit by a cyber attack. It's even affected our family. We had to say, sorry, Nan, the nurses can't get on Facebook, so we've had to turn off your life support.
I'm on the internet all the time. I tell you what I do. I shop on the internet. I buy absolutely everything on the internet.
You're not worried about fraud and all that sort of stuff?
No.
You're not worried about people nicking your identity and that?
No.
I bet your password is proper confusing, though, isn't it? You've got an amazing password that you've actually got to solve 3 sums to get the password.
I buy a ton of books from Amazon, but I actually go to the factory and I never ever use their website.
You just go to the depot in Leicester?
Yeah, and there's one in Germany. I just like to be able to browse and see them in the boxes and, you know...
It would be amazing if Amazon opened up a shop where you could browse.
Yeah.
I find it weird when they do that thing where they sort of suggest other things that you might like to buy because of what you've bought previously. Like, I bought your DVD at Christmas, right? And then it
Thanks
said,
so much.
you like Jimmy Carr's DVD, you might also like a Police Academy 5 assignment Miami Beach.
Whereas actually, you'd be more likely to like Mission to Moscow, which is the 6th in the series.
But you were great in both of those films, so...
I tell you, I bought your DVD at Christmas as well, and you, quite rightly, you know, they offer you things that you think would be associated. And there's an inflatable bondage chair that came up online. But
well, there must have been some other things that you bought as well. I'll tell you what you would love.
They were also offering Mein Kampf. Tonight, Jimmy, you might like Mein Kampf. It's a book by a young writer called Adolf Hitler.
999. It is, the recommendations is an odd thing because it's sort of, I don't mind buying stuff on Amazon, but when the recommendations come up, I do sometimes think, is that me? I've got to change.
It would freak you out if it happened in Tesco, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? If you were like buying some tuna and someone went, do you like tuna? You tried it with pasta, it's well nice. Or if somebody came and bought your shopping last minute. Like, you've done all the work, bought it, and you put your bid in for your shopping, you're lining up in Tesco and someone's gone, I think you'll find that's my shopping now.
David, do you buy anything on... You buy eBay stuff, don't you?
I recently bought on eBay a 5-foot actual-size inflatable giant penguin. And it's the first time ever in my life I have thought, wow, when my parents were my age, they had 2 kids in a house, and I have an actual-size 5-foot...
Right, let's have a look and see whether shopping is one of the top 5 uses of the internet. Yes! Shopping is, of course, one of the top 5 uses of the internet. The thing I love about internet shopping is when it gets delivered and you're not in, and you get to go and pick it up from an industrial estate 7 miles from your house. And on the way back, you have to drive past the shop you could have bought it from in the first fucking place. The worst thing about internet grocery shopping is the substitution. So if they've run out of butter, let's say, they bring you margarine. I've got a list of... these are all genuine substitutions that have happened to shoppers, OK? This is from the Guardian website, OK? Genuine substitutions. Someone bought some lychees and they replaced them, because they didn't have any lychees, they replaced them with Dairy Lee. Near enough, fine, OK. Headache tablets. They wanted headache tablets. They got dishwasher tablets.
See, that lychees... Dairy Lee isn't a real cheese, so it is technically a lying cheese.
You can't believe you're defending them. OK, this is, I think, my favourite. There's 2 more. 12 toilet rolls replaced with a pack of nappies. I imagine when the grocery shopping arrives, oh, thank God you're here. Well... OK, this is the best thing ever, OK? They didn't have any Tampax, so they replaced them with a Twix bar. It's a genuine thing. Clearly someone in a stockroom has gone, well, that's about the... yeah. Good luck, love.
Do you know what? When you eat them, they do feel like they expand inside you,
He's talking about tampons.
Yes! Not Twix bars, ugh!
I think social networking, although I feel like a grandad just saying that phrase, social networking.
Yeah, my granddad always used to say that.
I'll be down that pit all day. Social networking.
That's where I met your gran, you know, Bebo. Yes. I feel like an old man when I talk about MySpace. I feel like I remember when this was all MySpace and all we had was friends reunited for a fiver and we were happy, you know. It's like, have you been to MySpace lately? It's like a waste ground. It's just Tom by himself crying.
You're obsessed by Twitter. Weren't you voted the best Twitterer?
Yes.
I think you were. No, you were, because you Twitter all the time.
Well, I don't Twitter all the time, but just occasionally I'll think of an off-colour, weird remark about robots or sperm, and then I'll just Twitter it and see how many people react to it, you know, and...
But being the world's, best Twitter is like being the world's strongest dwarf, isn't it, really?
So are you a big Twitter fan then, Sean?
I just think, I don't mind people doing it, I just wish they wouldn't mention it. I wish they would just do it and keep quiet about it. So, what are you doing? Twittering. Shut up, don't want to know. I think what it is, it's basically digital shouting. That's what it is. Because if you were walking down the street, you wouldn't be walking down the street going, I'm going to the cinema. Yes, I'm going to the cinema. I'm going to see Avatar again. 3D rocks. Yeah. I think you're an idiot.
My issue with that, Sean, is the fact that you would clearly be brilliant on Twitter. Because that is exactly the kind of
There's
thing
someone pretending to be me on Twitter.
There is, yeah.
Someone pretending to be you on Twitter?
Yeah.
How grumpy are they?
Someone sent me something and they said, hey, do you want to stop it? I went, no, if they want to pretend they're me. I just think what a sad state their life's got into.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you could pretend to be anyone, why would you pretend to be a grumpy, middle-aged man with a hangover?
What's weird about Twitter is the way people... Like, before, people would spot you in, you know, doing a bit of shopping or whatever, and then you would not know that person had spotted you doing shopping, and then you'd move on. Now, I got a message over there. Took me and my wife, we went to Nando's and then went to see Avatar, right? Now,
you've lived... Show business has changed you. Nando's and then the movies.
Yeah,
it's one or t'other in the old days.
And then the next day, someone said, did you enjoy your chicken then? Right? That was weird, right, for one, that someone knew I'd had chicken. And then somebody went, you could have had a shave before taking your wife to the cinema. They're actually following me, not on Twitter, in real life.
I don't get that. They were following you in real life, and then they tweeted...
What, just come over and go... You could have... They twatted me. That's right, they twatted me.
All of you, that's going to happen to all of you who Twitter. One day, your head's going to end up in a jar on someone's shelf. And I'm going to go, serves them right.
You what, Sean? It's going to be your shelf. David, are you on... What are you on? Facebook or...
I mean, I don't use... well, yeah. I mean, the main function of Facebook is to... look at pictures of your ex-girlfriend on holiday with her current boyfriend and look through 200 photographs till you find one where she's just got a slight look of regret in her eyes.
Let's see if Twitter, Facebook and social networking is one of the top uses of the internet. Of course it is. Of course. Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Counts, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 15% of people say carbon monoxide detectors are too expensive? Yeah, I love my kids, but not 12 quid's worth. 1 in 3 horses in the UK are lame. So you might think horses are cool, but actually a third of them, pretty lame. And 40% of people in Middlesbrough say they wouldn't buy a property without a front garden, of course, because they need somewhere to keep their fridge. Right, let's get started. Aisling's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Article 50, my head is sore. I think basically the MPs voted in favour of triggering Article 50, but that's just an advisory vote, not legally binding. So was the referendum, that wasn't legally binding. So now it's gone to the Supreme Court, and they're going to debate it out and vote on whether that vote should go ahead or not. And if they don't vote in favour of the vote, then there has to be another vote on that vote. So I'm just really glad after the vote on Brexit, we're way out of the complications of the EU, because everything's so much simpler now.
I think they're answering, basically, the Supreme Court are answering a question that's been huge the last year. Can Brexit get any more boring? And it turns out, yes, it can.
Is it going to be a hard or a soft Brexit, was one of the questions. Also, the red, white and blue Brexit, it's just getting ridiculous. It's like Theresa's had word vomit.
I've got the clip of Theresa May. I mean, good luck. Good luck with this.
People talk about the sort of Brexit that there is going to be. Is it hard, soft? Is it grey, white? Actually, we want a red, white and blue Brexit. That is the right Brexit for the United Kingdom.
Oh, OK. Well, no, fine. We want a Brexit that looks a bit like bunting, huh?
This Supreme Court thing, I can't believe how quick it's been. They're saying they're going to have a decision in 4 days. Like, I faked whiplash in 2010. I've only just got paid.
Chris Kamara, I mean, a whole Brexit thing. Go ahead, I know
I don't know anything about politics. I have to be honest.
I've seen you on Sky. You don't know a lot about football either. I'm not sure. OK, let's see if Brexit's up there. Yes, it's Brexit. The case for Brexit's been presented to the Supreme Court. If it gets through, the next stage is judges' houses. Then if the judges can't decide, Dermot O'Leary takes it to deadlock. Best way to make a good first impression.
Stay flaccid. You live and learn, Jim. And when I meet someone fully flaccid, I swear by it.
It's a little bit of a compliment if I was to meet someone and they got a straightaway boner. I was like, oh, thank you.
I think we have found the best way to deal with. If anyone ever gets flashed, it's a horrible thing if you get flashed in the park or anything. It's kind of gross. But I think that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, how do you make a good first impression?
I don't know, Jim.
So let's say when you were, your footballing career, when you turn up in Stoke as a player, you arrive at a new club.
I turned up at Stoke on crutches. I just recently had a cartilage operation.
So you turned up on crutches,
limped towards the door, and
signed.
And signed, yeah.
I mean, that's a maverick, isn't it? Signing someone and going, well, he can't walk, but I reckon if we put him near the goal, he'll be all right.
That was the best they saw of me.
OK, best way to make good first impression.
Jimmy, compliment.
Number 8, that's number 8 on our list.
Smiling.
It's exactly right, smiling.
Oh.
Of course he got that. Look at him. He can make a good first impression from 400 yards. Yes, the best way to make a good first impression is smiling. You can't tell much about me from my smile, but what you can tell is my dentist has just bought a speedboat. John's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
Oh, thank God for that.
Do you think
I
the
get
pressure
so
was
nervous,
on?
I thought you were going to ask me first. I just get so nervous in that moment. I go, who's you going to ask first? And you ask John. Phew.
It's not Sean and the twins.
We don't look like twins. We look like finalists in a What's Mika going to look like in 20 years?
John's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
One of our MPs, Nadine Dorris, has decided the best way she can get ahead as a politician is to go into the jungle.
And eat kangaroo testicles.
She's decided to enter I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and not spotted that she's an MP, and it's not called I'm an MP, I should probably do some work. Since taxpayers pay me to do my work. So she's gone out there. I've already seen enough of her. It hasn't even started. I've already seen pictures of her sunbathing in the nude. And her breasts are actually a very good analogy for the coalition, because they appear to be a partnership, and yet they're putting as much distance between themselves.
Would you do it?
No way. I hate spiders. I hate moths.
Moths?
Moths.
It's just a black and white
off you now.
You hate moths. It's just a black and white butterfly.
I got home the other day, right, and I saw this massive moth, right, in my bathroom.
You saw a moth in your bathroom?
Yeah,
right?
I needed to have a shower, and I was too scared to go in. So what I did is I went in with this
You're too scared?
I went into the bathroom, right, with this super strong hairspray.
What?
Seriously.
And you did the moth's hair?
No. I sprayed this moth, shut the door, waited for a minute, saw it on the floor, sprayed it, and then literally crucified it like it was just stuck.
Poor moth is there. He's blind.
He ain't blind. Is he blind?
Yes. Now you feel bad, don't you? Basically, you've gone up to a blind person and just sprayed hairspray in their face.
Carol, would you ever go into the jungle? What would it take?
No, I won't go into the jungle.
Do you get offered it every year?
Yeah.
Every
Shall
year
I tell
they
you how
call?
much they offered me this year?
Yeah, go on.
Wow. £250,000.
£250,000?
Really?
And you went, no, I'm not doing it, not worth it.
Can I go dressed as you?
I think it was 250,000. I'm not very good with numbers.
25.
Was in the hundreds.
Even if it's 25, I'd eat the whole kangaroo. I'd start at its feet and just eat... I'd eat its fur, its face. I'd eat the whole kangaroo.
I'd let the kangaroo eat my balls. The Starbucks, the coffee people. They've been a bit naughty.
What have they done?
The Storks. What have they done? What have they done? They've been at it, haven't they? They've not been paying tax. They don't pay any tax. They managed to sell. I know. Get your head round that. But they've managed to make their books appear that they're losing money, and basically what they do is they take the losses from other countries and lump them onto the business here.
It's endemic. It's not just the company as well, some of the staff as well. Look. earlier this year?
Just after a meeting with their accountant.
They are one of the few places you can have a coffee and watch women getting their tits out.
Those are mothers breastfeeding, Nicholas.
In my one, where I am, there's like a thing there and there's all bushes on it, and when the breastfeeding mothers come in, you can just peep through the bushes like that. It's almost like they're saying, oh, go on, enjoy your coffee.
Do you know that this is being recorded?
Sean, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Oh, the Tory party conference.
Oh, you love it.
I was marvelled at it was brilliant, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, the part when I came on.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't see that, so I missed that bit. I don't really do any research. Sorry, did you, what part were you on?
Yeah, just, I came on and talked about my story in the games, and my family came on as well and talked about what it's like to raise a champion.
Right. Who did you meet?
Tessa Jowell and Jonathan Edwards. She's quite a nice person, actually.
Tessa Jowell's Labour, I think. Theresa May's Tory.
Theresa May.
I don't even know she
They made a big impression on you, anyway.
Are you sure you're at the Tory conference?
It might have been the Labour.
Might be right. OK, Johnson, what else have the nation been talking about over the last year? It's not a séance, Mel. What have the nation been talking about over the last year?
It just really hurt my head.
Ever injured themselves on this show?
John, what have the nation been talking about over the last year?
Well, it can't all be fun, can it? The Levis and the... One of his comments was like a Yoda thing. He said, who should guard the Guardians? Not no one. Might as well have commissioned Yoda. Who should look after him? Not no one. Possibly someone then. Waste the money.
Or is he more like a Dalek? He goes, hang on.
I like the way we're getting to the heart of the issue here. He sound like this.
That's all right.
There we go. He might as well have come out on the steps and just said, instead of having to go at the press in any way, he should have just said, celebrities, royals, behave yourselves.
Yeah.
And that way, he'd have said, we won't even need to report on you. And none of this would have happened.
It was doing the Dalek. I'm really sorry. It was going... and it brought up something really weird.
Is this because you can't do this sort of stuff on British Bake Off? You can't, during the judging of a cake, you can't go...
It's incredible that he's still...
Mel's about to make a serious point.
There's no way.
Brace yourselves.
What I want to know is, though, it happened to so many people, this hacking business. How... It must be quite easy to do. So how do you hack someone's call? How do you do it? It's obviously quite easy. My dad used to hack into my calls back in the 1970s by lifting the receiver on the other phone in the house.
With his talons.
So I'd be... in the hall.
And then he would fly off with it. Your dad's a griffin, yes? He's a griffin.
I'd be downstairs on the trim phone in the hall, and I'd be going...
Your dad would be on his perch.
And
Did you know, for example, 17% of adults don't class sexting as cheating? I love sexting. Nothing turns me on more than reading the phrase, who dis? 47% of people think boy racers are the worst type of drivers, and that's a survey of people who have never seen your mum park in a disabled bay and then do one of her funny walks into Sainsbury's. And 80% of people say they always visit cultural attractions when on holiday, although that drops to just 20% when you explain that watching someone shoot ping-pong balls out of their foof is not technically a cultural attraction. Right, let's get started. Aisling.
Yes.
What do you think the nation will be talking about?
Without a doubt, it must be the potential United States of Trump. America is basically about to play the biggest game of would you rather that the world has ever seen. And the question is, as a president, would you rather a woman loses a few emails, wears a lot of pantsuits, or a racist sex pest? And it turns out America really hates pantsuits.
Should we take a look and see if the American election is up there? Yes, the most talked about thing. Yes, it's the US presidential election. Trump or Clinton. It's the political equivalent of being asked, would you prefer to f*** your mum or give your dad a blowing? Rob's team, what do you think the nation will be talking about?
What do I think? What are you going for? What's been happening?
Brexit.
Yes.
Brexit's big again, isn't it? Is it the new Brexit ruling?
The new Brexit ruling. Well, explain.
The thing is, the issue is, it's basically not really should we go or not. It's basically Theresa May looks stupid now because she said she's going to trigger Article 50,
she can't.
but she can't until all the MPs vote to do it. So that's the new problem, isn't it?
It's so bloody confusing, though. It does feel like Britain has turned into an episode of Game of Thrones. You know, in Game of Thrones, they're always winter's coming, and winter never comes. Like, I feel like every time I watch Channel 4 News, like, Brexit's coming. You know nothing, Jon Snow. We don't know if it's coming.
I used to have a friend at school who used to hold a pea in. And what he used to do is he used to hold the pea in, but he used to hold the end of his foreskin so it'd swell up like a balloon.
The worrying thing is, the people Jamie went to school with are probably trying to sort out the Brexit. Just going, what, Article 50, watch this first.
You know what, it's a tough job.
How would you know? How would you even know what a job is?
Oh, this week I've counted 86 sheep, about 32 cows, 7 ducks, but I haven't seen a single horse. None. So something's going on. The meat scandal.
The meat scandal.
The horse meat's
And
gone
there's
mad,
like,
isn't
it's
it?
sort of rolled on this week, and they're saying it might be deliberate. This isn't just an accident.
Horses throwing themselves into abattoirs.
Apparently, it's criminal gangs have been doing this. Criminal gangs from Poland, Romania and Russia are suspected of orchestrating a conspiracy worth millions of pounds by passing off horse meat as beef. What do you think? What did you
Well, the whole problem with the story is that it's now screwing with all our notions of what we like. I thought I liked beef, but actually I like horse. I'm very confused now, you know.
It's getting more ridiculous because now there's donkey is also being mentioned, and the man said yesterday they hadn't yet tested for dogs and rats. And then where do you go after that? Dead relatives, ex-members of Destiny's Child, and the last pope.
Oh, no, this is my favourite quote of the whole thing. This is from the Findus website. They state they use the best ingredients and a generous pinch of imagination. This imagination tastes a bit like a horse.
Is it to do with the decline in arts and crafts?
Tell me more, Paul.
Well, because people are not doing so much in the arts and crafts, they're not using glue as much. That's why they're having to put it all in the burgers. So if they could get more children back into crafts, then they could use horses again for their proper purpose, which is glue.
When I saw the whole horse meat scandal, I didn't really care because I'm not a fan of horses. I've intentionally eaten horse before. It was lovely. I enjoyed it in France.
Intentionally?
Yeah, it was on the menu, and I was like, I hate horses. I'm going to have that. I'm petrified of horses. I've got a horse story, but I don't know if...
What do you mean you've got a horse? Yeah, I want to hear a horse story. What's the horse story? Settle in, everyone.
Yeah, settle in. Right, so when I was 12, my school trip was to London, and we went to see, I think it's called the Queen's Guards, where they're on horses and the thing. And so all of my classmates were stroking the horse, and then I went to go and stroke the horse, and the man kicked me and said, "Piss off, you black bitch," and made the horse, and then the horse went in front of me.
Sorry, can I just clarify? Was it the horse that said that? Because if it's a racist horse, then... How weird would you feel about that if there was a talking horse? Wow, this is magical, this is amazing, but he's a racist. Oh, no.
It was like, you know, I'm over the racism, it's not a problem. He got sacked, so it's fine. Honestly, I'm absolutely fine with it.
You've forgiven a racist, but not a horse.
No, I think you make a very good point. Grind them up, put them in a burger.
The problem with meat is that it all looks the same. And what they should do is they should make it like rock. So when you've got beef, it just says cow right the way through it.
You know the cookie cutters you can get? You make different shapes for things. Get them like cookies. Just one shape like a horse. So any burgers that are horse just come in a horse shape.
Wow, if that's the case, I think I've eaten a lot of dinosaur.
Who's the nuttiest person you've had to deal with then?
In the recent future, Quentin Tarantino. Recent past, rather. Quentin Tarantino.
Why did you have a problem with Quentin Tarantino?
He got very cross with me or my questions.
I didn't know he'd shut your butt down.
Yeah. You have a butt that will not quit. I think that's what the answer would say.
Why did that happen then? What did he do?
I think he was in a really bad mood, and he got very angry. And he'd given this quote to a magazine saying, directors don't get better as they get older, they should know when to quit. And I said, so are you getting better or worse as you get older?
Oh, God.
And he said, well, what do you think? And I said, well, I actually like your movies. And at that point, he went, oh, I've screwed up here.
I think I'd still be quite pissed off if someone said, what do you think of my movies? And I went, I actually like them. They're clearly a pile of shit, but for some reason, I love shoveling that shit down my face. It's been Valentine's Day, hasn't it? I imagine people are talking about love and all that stuff.
Who did you send a Valentine to?
I didn't, no. I view Valentine's Day like the Polish food aisle of a supermarket. I don't really know what it's for, but I like to look at it.
The thing about Valentine's is that time when you can tell people, you know, if you like them. I don't know if do you read Heat magazines? Anyone read Heat magazine?
Is that the magazine that reviews different boilers and legging jackets?
This much, in a way. I think it's different in the Republic of Ireland. Because they do a thing every year where they talk about people's weird crush. So the number one weird crush, as voted for by the British public, is Russell Howard, which doesn't seem that weird to me. Number two, if you'd see that. You are a weird crush, which is such a terrible backhanded compliment, isn't it? A weird crush, like saying you don't sweat much for a fat girl.
Weird crush is also John's signature lovemaking style as well.
They sent me a badge. I think it says something on it like, not quite weird enough. I mean, what a chat-up line that is. The lady's just looking for a man who says, I'm mental, but not very.
I can't help thinking, you know, if you look at this panel, there are two people who are single who might get on quite well. And we've got Jamelia. You're single, right?
Stop me, I'm really embarrassed.
Like a playground now.
Two Quincy Jones?
Yeah.
She does.
You're just not weird enough for me, Jamelia.
Just get on with it. Just, you know.
Get down to business.
I haven't got, And
it is a business with me.
Every bloody week.
You're going to feel pretty bad when one week I come in and I'm in a relationship and there's nothing to talk about. Me and Sue. Sue and I.
I can imagine you getting into a relationship where you're one of those couples that talk about, well, Sue and I think. Like, even on the show, if she wasn't here, you go, so what have people been talking about this week? And you go, well, Sue and I have been talking quite a lot about beef burgers
I
and
won't be
ballads.
doing this show if I have a relationship. I ain't leaving the house, I ain't doing gigs. Comedy's just one bit. I mean, you two are in relationships. You only do comedy because you're not really happy in them.
Top thing people boast about.
Do a lot of people go on about being the 1990 East Leinster under-14s triple jump bronze medalist? No, they don't, because that was me.
It's inherently not British, is it? But people, like, it's a very American thing. So, you know, I'm so proud of me. You know, I used to be like, I would have 3 cans of cola a day, and now I got a job. I don't give a shit. The British people, you're boasting in Britain. If someone says, how are you? And you go, yeah, I'm really well. You arrogant.
I boast about the fact that I can wear my left shoe on my right foot. My right shoe on my left foot.
Bullshit. There's no way a man could do that.
Yeah, I can, yeah. Look, there we go. It's a nice feeling. You just feel that like, you know, you can do anything you want. You can go any direction you want. You're not bound by the usual rules. Try it with your shoes. It'll work well.
I've done it. Anyone can do it.
You've got to walk around in them a bit.
Have a little walk. Have a little walk. Just see if it looks
walk around
normal.
in them. Don't wander around.
I'll be honest with you, Sean. It makes me feel a little bit queasy.
Because there's always this thing. Whoa! And go around. Go on.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
It's a bit like when you're at...
Go, whoa! Yes.
It's a bit like when you're at Clark's and they say, do they fit? And you sort of... Something's not quite right.
People boast about their kids. That's the thing people go on and on and on about.
Do you brag about your kids?
I do down my kids a lot. I tell them they are.
During the news? Actually on the news?
Cushion, I can tell you the right answer is bragging about their kids. 15% of prisoners are on drugs. How do they get hold of so many drugs in prison? I guess they're smuggled in by some arsehole. Yeah, bum jokes still work. Good news. The average Brit spends 121 hours sitting on the toilet every year, which is about 20 minutes a day if you can work it out, or 40 minutes a day if you can't work it out. And Mexico City is the worst place in the world to be a commuter, especially for me. I work in Shepherd's Bush. Right, well, I can't put it off any longer. Let's get started. Sean. Sean, Sarah, Georgie, anything you've been chatting, anything caught your eye in the papers?
Well, Jimmy.
This week.
We all like to put a bit of money away for a rainy day. Don't we? But I think you're more prepared than Noah. I think you've grabbed a few headlines this week. In fact, when I heard that you were on the front page of the paper, to be honest, I was expecting a lot worse. I was expecting to see, like, one of those white police tents in the background and a copper holding your laptop in a see-through carrier bag. So I was quite relieved when I found out what it was really for.
On the plus side, at least you've been in a top 5 list of something.
Blimey.
Georgie Thompson?
Right, I mean, that's got to be, you know, a positive spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a positive spin. But thank you.
We can all now see why you work so hard. You get to keep all the money. But you've apologised, haven't you? You've apologised today.
I have apologised, Sean, and in my defence... No, I got nothing.
I just want to ask you this question, because in your apology it said, my accountant said to me, do you want to pay less tax? And it's totally legal. Can you answer, when you were having that conversation, were you on a telephone and was there thick plastic glass between the two of you? Did he have like a sort of boiler suit type uniform? And a very sort of brutal haircut? because the best accountants, that's where they are in jail.
Your money was in Jersey. Did you just go, like, on a holiday once and think, this is lovely? Probably just going to leave some stuff here. Like at my boyfriend's, I've got a hairbrush. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's the case, is it? No.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You know what, though? You know what? OK, now, this is me getting political. Shit. Now, well, sort of. There's no essence. I mean, what Tony... No, it's not Tony Blair now. It's our Prime Minister.
You know what? You are near enough.
No, it's Nick Clegg, and what's his name? What's his name? He's so nondescript. Wanker. Let's call him Wanker. Okay, there you go. Now, for him to say it's immoral, I mean, I think that's a bit wrong from him, isn't it, really? I mean, you know, talking about moral...
I know. What have I ever said about David Cameron?
Exactly. And the fact is...
Literally hundreds of things every week. Absolutely fair enough.
If they hadn't made that law, you know, they made it for them originally, you see, so it's all right for them. It's just not all right for the common man. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think anyone is thinking of me as the common man.
And also, and then they're saying about, you know, you're going to take Gary's OB or MBE away, you know what I mean? I mean, at least he gives us pleasure with his song, You Make Us Laugh. What do they do when they rape us for our fucking tax? Nothing. They make us cry. Do you know what I mean?
Louis, I mean, Jimmy is funny, but 1%, fuck me.
Yeah.
You beat him down a bit, Jim. You did go, look, can't we call it 0.5?
Any political rant is weakened by not knowing the name of the Prime Minister.
Yeah, I think Louis' political opinions are best expressed through the medium of dance.
Oh, yeah, so... here we go.
I didn't think I could feel any worse. But there it is.
I thought this week of all weeks we might get to the second round before you did a dance. I didn't think... What a pleasure it is to be sat next to the only man in Britain more flexible than your accountant, Jimmy.
Did you know, for example, 50% of people say they feel they're not living life to the full? Come on, how can you say that? You're sitting on your own, watching E4 in your pants, eating a yoghurt. It's pretty full on. Tinder has 10 million active daily users. Oh, yeah, it's got users, all right. You could have called me, Carlos. You could have called. And 64% of teenagers think they have it harder than their parents. Well, I'd like to say to those teenagers, they're wrong. No one has ever had it harder than your mum. Right, let's get started. Ashling's team, who do you think are the most popular people in Britain?
J.K. Rowling.
She's become incredibly successful, a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
You love her?
Oh, I love her. Have you read all the Harry Potter books?
No, I'm 32, but... I've read a lot of her work on Twitter, which I think is genius, because she is... Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
no, the books are stupid. They're
people...
childish. It's silly.
I mean, she is a woman who basically has become a billionaire by taking children's pocket money. She's a genius in my book.
Did you see recently, speaking of Twitter, she's had this big like Twitter spat with Joanna Trollope, which is actually really hard when someone's called a trollop already to work out what to call them. I love the idea of like authors having feuds that like she's driving by Joanna Trollope's house in her Beamer going, "What's up, Joanna Trollope? Bitches riding witches!"
Why is she wasting her time arguing with people on Twitter when she's a billionaire? If I was a billionaire, I'd go in Argos and buy one of everything.
I mean, that's literally everything we need to know about you. Rich, have you read these books? Have you read the Harry Potters?
I haven't. You know what I do? I think, you know, she's made it OK for a whole generation of children to read again, which I genuinely think is a real shame. Because when I was growing up, you were allowed to just watch television. Kids these days have to read. You know, my daughter read all the Harry Potter books. I had to read some of them. It's fine. But I say to my son, oh, so when you read this thing, it's good. It's got, like, wizards and there's, like, lots of deaths and stuff like that. And he honestly goes, you know there are video games, right? Why on earth would you be reading a book when there's a video game?
It's quite a positive message there for the
Yeah.
future.
You can't help the truth. Computer games are better than books, and so are films. Because you don't have to do the thinking, it's there. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what? I think Steven Spielberg's got a better idea of what I want to watch than what I do.
I've got a pretty good idea of what you want to watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you flirting with me?
No,
so, David, you've read the books, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're quite complicated. You know, I will say that about them. It's just generally, I feel I grew up in a more simple time when a wizard had a pointy hat, you know, was a man, a woman that was a wizard was a witch and had a cow, or a cat.
Cow?
Sorry, yeah.
They're quite complicated.
You were
people.
thinking...
They're quite
David...
complicated. David wasn't able to remember all the facts.
I love all the Harry Potter books. The only thing is, like, Hogwarts is not a great school. Every year they have a rather large amount of accidents involving children. At least one of the staff members get murdered. Like, Ofsted should be stepping in. What is going on here? There's a snake in the sewer.
I've not really read Harry Potter. I've not watched the films. It reinforces the fact that boarding schools are weird, isn't it?
I think probably the reason you wouldn't enjoy it is because the kid with hair like yours is the baddie.
They're always the baddie. What I like about the films is, you know, because Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, it was so method, he's actually stayed a child.
Have you seen You?
What?
Should we have a look at... I mean, obviously, J.K. Rowling has legions of fans. This may be her biggest fan.
Hello, I'm Harry Potter himself. You're looking for America's biggest Harry Potter fan. But you're in luck. You found the world's biggest Harry Potter fan. In 2006... Watch it, steady on. In 2006, I went and saw J.K. Rowling in New York City. Where she signed this. And this, which is now one of 4 tattoos on my body, with plans for more.
What fun fact, that is the man that kills J.K. Rowling.
If he ever has sex, he's going to shout out Expelliarmus, isn't he?
I don't think he needs to worry about that. Okay, well, let's have a look and see if J.K. Rowling is up there. Yes, it's J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was once unemployed and living on state benefits, but now she's richer than the Queen, who ironically is unemployed and living on state benefits.